Welcome, my beautiful souls. Today we're going to do something a little different. I am, well, let me give you a little bit of a backstory. I won't make it long. But we're in a universal year nine, which is the year of the hermit, and it really is a lot about your spirituality. I feel like this year, um, I feel like there's opportunity for like a lot of spiritual growth to like awakenings. And I decided that, it's interesting because I always pay attention to my intuition, but lately I've been doing it a little bit different. Like I'll just sit at my desk and just sit there calmly and just now I'm asking questions. So, I'll say, what what type of reading should I do today? Or what type of reading should I do right now? And I've been hearing like actual readings. And it's interesting because I feel like before reading also, there's like this calling, it's almost like a calling for me just to have a seat. So I decide this is the perfect year to really do the things, try different things that I've been wanting to do. Um, and I feel, because, I feel like spiritually we never stop growing. And I want to pull like as many of my gifts out as possible. And I feel like it has to come through different mediums. So I started a podcast, um, just picking up intuitively, psychically, whatever you want to call it, just connecting to above. Um, I do it in my readings all the time. But this reading, it's interesting because it was meant to be short. I am going to do what I heard was five cards, five clarifiers. Five cards, five clarifiers. So I feel like it's meant to be meant to catch the attention of those who maybe don't have the patience for a long reading. You're probably already saying you're talking too much, Sandy. Um, but I really feel like, I feel like it's going to find whoever it's meant for. That I just release to the universe. I trust, but I just get this feeling that some of you, to watch like some of my readings that are quite long, you may say no way. So we'll see. Let me know in the comment section, definitely. All right, so I'm going to do exactly what I heard. By the way, I'm using the Tarot of Dreams. I'm going to bring the lid down before I forget. Not too far. Okay. Um, I'm just going to be quiet as I shuffle the Gilded Tarot, which will be the clarifiers. So one of each. I'm going to prepare them. High Priestess, our intuition, higher self. Three of Cups. Hmm. Energy of joy. Um, a lot of times it can mean there's a reason to celebrate. Okay. All right, so they're ready. Hmm, interesting. All right, so we open with the Eight of Swords. Interesting. I was just talking about this image not too long ago. This woman is naked, right? That's like you can't hide. Um, her back is to us. She's like barely hanging on. Those swords are almost like, and you can't stop me. Like I get this feeling like I'm feeling like barely hanging on, but yet at the same time, someone may be resistant to help. Some reason you may not feel worthy, but I feel like the opposite is true, just so you know that. This really is a self created prison. So, you know, you're protecting yourself from something. Look at this. Another eight. Interesting. Eight of Cups. 88. Two new beginnings. Two different ways of looking at something. The swords, these could be my thoughts. This might be what I'm telling myself. And because I'm telling myself that, therefore it must be true, but yet it's not. And in the Eight of Cups, this is like really looking within those like emotional situations throughout your life. You may even find a pattern in there, an opportunity to, like, if you find a pattern, you can be like, oh, now I see it. And if you see it, you'll do something about it. That's what this person is doing. They're moving out of this energy. You know, eight standing for new beginnings. In the Eight of Cups, that's what I'm allowing. This person's heading towards inner harmony. Maybe I haven't reached it yet, but at least I'm heading that way. Here, it's kind of the opposite. Hmm. And then eight, as above, so below. No beginning, no end. So in a way, I feel like it really depends on which way I look at something, the action I choose to take. Hmm. We have the Page of Pentacles. Some of you could be certainly heading back to school. You're learning something. I feel like you want to. Whether I'm going like back to school, I get this feeling of I'm at least going back into a period of time that I was curious and I followed that curiosity. There may be, something that is just so different from the way you are now, but yet it's drawing you that way and it feels right. Just Eight of Swords. Again, am I, am I learning in that energy? First of all, her back is to all of this energy. Look at that, the hermit. Excuse me. The year of the hermit. He's in this like mentor type position to me. Almost like we go to the hermit when we have like certain questions, answers. Some of you, I feel like you may be on the same journey I'm on, wanting to learn more about, let's just say, spirituality and all it really means. The hermit's looking in, but his lantern is lit. Again, I feel like this is who I would go to. This may be, it's almost like this is a spiritual teacher for some of you. And through the spiritual teacher, you're learning, but yet your curiosity is also like a big part of that. Might be a whole different path. All right, let's take one more. Queen of Wands, Queen of Action. Interesting. Her mirroring the Eight of Swords. Um, it's not how she lives. Like the Queen of Wands really does go after her passions, her desires, um, puts action behind it. And I kind of feel like you're all the Queen of Wands. I feel like you're all the Page of Coins or Page of Pentacles. You may even be the Hermit. Like, it may be your own wisdom that is teaching you. Interesting. Some of you are letting go. And you just are on this new journey, let's say, whatever it may be. I feel like number one, you're putting the emotional aspects behind you. And because I definitely feel like something has piqued your interest, and it definitely feels of a spiritual nature. Because whatever you learn, what feels like from the spiritual master, I feel like you then absorb. And it makes sense that the Queen of Wands would then show, because then I feel like, and then my child, it's time for you now to go, to live. Queen of Wands, excited, confident, where maybe back here I wasn't feeling that, and you could talk about, like, even during this journey, like how long. I feel like however long you need. But it is interesting that the Hermit is the actual year that we're in. All right, let's go ahead and take one above. We have, interesting, the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands can be fast moving energy, number one, but it's up against the Eight of Swords. Um, Could certainly be this queen's real personality, like who I used to be. Again, following my desires, my passions. Hmm, look at that, two of wands. It's almost like perfect. And there it is. And so the path opens. But I feel like it's because you took the steps that you took. It means that it makes sense that the Knight of Wands and the Queen of Wands would be here as we are about to walk down the two of Wands path, right? Desirable. What are you passionate about? That's the direction to flow. It's like that's your answer. Oh, I don't know which way to go. What are you passionate about? What has piqued your interest? Could be a who, but in a way, I feel like these eights, these new beginnings, I feel like I have to allow it. Number one, this queen may have spent some time, really working on the inner child, and I never suggest that we build these walls around us because really we have to learn to use our intuition. That's a gift to us. That's our GPS that we can trust. It's when we, like in the Eight of Swords, we second guess that. But the good news about the Eight of Swords is because it's self created, you can uncreate it. And I feel like it's freedom. Like freedom. Freedom to do, again, whatever you choose, I feel like. It's like the path opens up. The Seven of Pentacles. Wow. I mean, I feel like this is great to have in a reading. I love this coming over the page of Pentacles. And for some, it could represent someone, of younger years. But I really feel it's more about like the knowledge you're absorbing. So, anyways, it's the Seven of Pentacles. First message is patience. It's allowing like certain seeds to come to fruition, like the apple tree. I'm not going to pick an apple before it's ripe, but when it's ripe, I'm going to pick it. So that tells you, and I feel like this is your tree of life. So these are your soul seed of intentions anyway. And this is exactly what's opening up for you. I mean, it feels like a destined path. Where it leads, it's like, at this point, it's almost like, who cares? Because it kind of feels, there's a sense of knowing. I feel like you change, like your personality changes. You believe in yourself again. Maybe you're putting yourself first. Because I feel like it's your human action that really opens, just say, the portal to the Two of Wands. And it feels like it was always meant to be. But absorbing this wisdom feels just as important. Now imagine taking all that wisdom and then all that desire and then moving on to what feels like a destined time. Anyway, some of you, I feel like you're just gonna feel, um, you're gonna feel good. Like your energy's gonna be good. Your mind feels like it's clear. I feel like you're following, because I feel like a lot of this is like your interest is being piqued, but then you're following it. Why? Because it's almost like, excuse my language, but you don't have the garbage that was filling the mind. You've refocused it. Justice. Mm. Justice is about finding balance. Come here of the hermit. Some of you, I feel like there could be someone, maybe this is even just your higher self, like cutting the ties that you have to, maybe you've been on this path of learning, you know what I mean? But you have this ultimate thing in mind. Maybe you want to start your own business. Maybe you want to start reading tarot, but like maybe you feel like I have to keep learning, and I feel like those ties are being cut, like, and they're really setting you free. They're saying you're ready, go. You don't need to know. That's the thing about the Page of Pentacles. I feel like the learning just continues, and like he'll always be next to the hermit. The hermit, if nothing else, is the wise old soul. It's like wise counsel. Right now, the only thing I can see that, I would say the sword may need to be used on is the Eight of Swords. And that may just be cutting your ties to, like, maybe you just keep thinking and like nothing's going to work out. Things are always going to remain this way. But yet, I feel like you need to take these little chances, these little opportunities, um, because you just never know where they're going to lead. When justice shows up in a reading and is about making you whole again, but I feel like you're helping. Some of you with just so close to the Seven of Pentacles, you could have certainly had like a karmic situation you were dealing with. And listen, sometimes they can bring us down to our knees. But let's say then again, I look at it through this way, the Eight of Cups, which really is about emotional release. And it's no longer weighing this person down because, boom, this next portal opens up. Don't forget, they're heading towards inner harmony. Um, anyway, let's see what comes after it. The Eight of Pentacles. Mm. Ten of Wands on the bottom of this deck. And the Six of Wands on the bottom of this deck. Victory and success. Ten of Wands can definitely talk about, a lot of responsibility. Some of you may think you don't have what it takes. Eight of Pentacles would like to argue that with you. Especially with the Seven of Pentacles in the same line. The Eight of Pentacles asks you to be willing to go into something as like the apprentice. It's kind of what I feel here. Knowing that one day you will be that master teacher. Interesting how I feel like your, maybe it's a spiritual mentor is being, like those ties are being cut to set you free. Because now it's time, to have this experience. And this experience is meant for you, right? To learn, to grow, to evolve. Queen of Wands is kind of like, let me at it. I'm ready. So, because I promised, even when I flip these cards over, I'm thinking, oh, that makes 6 cards. Like, I promised that I'd keep it at 5 cards. That's just what it looks like to me. I feel like, justice, the sword of justice, like your intuition, it's a gift we're given to use on this earthly plane. And we just have to learn when to use it. You know what I mean? Like, because it really is about making you whole again. And, interesting is coming over the Hermit. I don't know. That's why I feel some could have been like karmic lesson. And the only thing I see there to be a lesson would be the Eight of Swords. Maybe it's one's belief in oneself. I almost feel like all I have to do is step upon that Two of Wands and follow the guidance, It's like continue to learn, continue to evolve. And the Eight of Pentacles sometimes can mean like opening a business. Like this is a time. That Eight of Swords, even though it can block us, it may later come back to serve you because it may be something that you end up talking about. Like how you overcame that. Okay, I think I'm going to leave it there, guys. So it's not meant to be that long. I know the beginning of the reading was too long, but I'm going to leave that there. So I don't know. I kind of can't wait for your comments. See what you think about it. Yeah, victory, victory. Like just keep going forward. Victory. Not just victory, but like wisdom and growth and new paths that I didn't even expect and just feels like it was meant to happen, right? And this may just be one like earthly test, but this is saying that I can overcome this. So, all right, I love you guys. Thank you. See you next time at our table. Bye bye.